Hello, Arkansas, and welcome to Conversations with William Hanson, where we work together for a better Arkansas. I'm William Hanson, and my guest today is attorney Caleb Baumgardner from El Dorado down in Union County. Our topic today is direct democracy. We will be exploring some of the ins and outs of the initiative process in Arkansas. Welcome, Mr. Baumgardner.
Thanks for having me. Good to be here, and hello, everybody.
In our previous conversation, we've had some conversations about your work around direct democracy and initiative and referenda process. As most people may not know, Arkansas has had the initiative process since 1910, but unlike California, it seems like they rarely use it in some respects. Tell us a little bit and tell our viewers and listeners about that process.
If I'm not mistaken, that the people of Arkansas have used it about 110 times, give or take.
So how does it work for citizens?
People get together and decide that they want to put something on the ballot. And so they will have an attorney or somebody draw up a measure to be on the ballot, adding something to the state constitution or striking something or editing the state constitution, or they can do it with any kind of state statute like they did with the minimum wage. They get petitions and they have to go around the state finding registered voters in different counties. And if they can find enough registered voters around the state and in the requisite number of counties to sign their petitions, and if they meet that threshold of the number of signatures, valid signatures they have to get, then it's referred to the ballot and the people of Arkansas vote on it in the election that year.
Well, Arkansas, they said the people rule. That's a perfect example. What about the legislature? How can they use the initiative process? It's my understanding that they have one that's on the ballot this November. Tell us, our viewers, a little bit about that.
So what the legislature proposes to do, what they have voted to do, is to change the Arkansas Constitution such that the initiative process will be changed significantly.
You said changes significantly. Expand on that a little bit. I think that's important for the citizens to really know what's happening with that.
Sure. Well, it does three different things with regard to the ballot initiative process. I'm going to break that down for y'all. So here's the first thing. You know how I mentioned the people turning in their signatures to the Secretary of State's office? Okay. Right now, they have up to 4 months before the general election that the measure will be on the ballot for to do that. So instead of 4 months before the election, you have to have all those signatures turned in by January 15th of that election year. So the people gathering signatures, the citizens trying to use this process, lose about 7 months of time with which to gather signatures. And that, as I'm sure you can imagine, curtails the process significantly. You have to collect them in the way the law is right now, 15 different Arkansas counties.
The current law says 15 counties. What does the proposed law say?
The proposed law changes that to 45 counties. It adds an additional 30 counties.
Would you agree that this is almost like a poison pill to the direct democracy?
Absolutely. This is trying to make it really, really hard to get on the ballot. They're going to say, we're not removing it. We're keeping it in place. We're keeping it intact. We just want to shore up the process to prevent fraud or make it more representative of the whole state, or whatever excuse they're going to use. But you and I both know, and the people watching this, I'm sure, can tell what the intent of this really is.
And had this law been in place, we probably would not have gotten the minimum wage on the ballot.
I am sure that that's the case. Absolutely.
And probably medical marijuana would not be on the ballot.
Probably wouldn't be on the ballot either. No.
There seems to be a lot of activity in terms of submissions to be on the ballot. Some of these are important to me as a candidate, particularly the expungement. When we talk about a felony disenfranchisement in Arkansas, about 8% of African American adults are disenfranchised in Arkansas. And so these are things that are basically on the ballot. But let's talk about the elephant in the room, the COVID-19 pandemic.
Yes.
Are people collecting signatures now?
there's not really a lot of opportunity to gather signatures because all the big events that people go to where people gather, they've all been canceled. So nobody's gathering signatures right now.
Would you agree that maybe someone in the legislature should submit something to extend the deadline? The deadline right now is July.
I think that is only fair to do that. I agree with you.
Well, so I really, really thank you for taking the time to sort of explain to our viewers the significance of this issue. This is an issue that I intended to be talking about on the campaign trail throughout the elections. Caleb,
all right.
Thank you, and I hope to have you back again. And I'm sure during the course of this campaign, we're going to have a lot of other things we need to be talking about. So thank you again, my brother, for showing up.
Thank you. Anytime.
Well, I want to thank all my viewers for joining us today to talk about direct democracy. Those of you that know me and know my campaign know that voting is probably the most sacred thing for me in terms of civic engagement. And there's nothing more sacred than the initiative process, where the people themselves get to legislate and create bills for themselves, bills that your representatives oftentimes may not want to do. So I want to encourage you all to vote no on 1008. This initiative legislative referral from the Arkansas State Legislature to restrict your right to participate effectively in the process. As Caleb mentioned, the motto of Arkansas is regnant populus, which means the people rule. Let's continue that. I want to thank you again and ask that you all follow me on social media. That's Facebook, Instagram, as well as Twitter. And look out for the advertisement for our next show, which will be coming soon. Thank you very much and have a good day.